Education, Annamalai University, on the topic History of Pandemics. I am happy to welcome Dr. P.K. Govindaraj, Professor, Department of Community Medicine, Raja Muthaiya Medical College, Annamalai University, who is going to engage the session. Dr. Govindaraj has received 4 awards for his services from Rotary and Lions clubs. He has published more than 24 research papers, both in national and international journals. I request Dr. Govindaraj to proceed with his presentation. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, madam. Thank you. First of all, I welcome speakers, today's speakers, and also I welcome dedicated participants staying for all 3 days. And also I am very happy that same 100, I also observed this 2 days program. And I thank the organizers giving the chance to deliver this problem. Now, we straight away start what is going on in the world. Now, a new problem by the way of a new disease, giving more pressure as well as distress, not only in India, all over the world. The disease called, everybody knows, COVID-19, the name by WHO, the official body. Actually, other word of this we call COVID as SARS-CoV-2. SARS means nothing but sudden, sudden means immediate, acute means short duration, respiratory syndrome. Pandemic, I think, madam yesterday and another speaker also told nicely, a disease spread all over the world at the same time. Yes, after hearing 2 lectures from the speakers, I understood that how much history is very important for the medical field in the management of the problem. They have pointed out very nicely about previous pandemics like Spanish flu, plague. Not only that, others like smallpox, which was eradicated from the world. So the pandemic is not new our world. Actually, for past 100 years, we did not have any problem. That's why we don't know about that. Everybody knows that 2004 we got a tsunami the first time. After a long period we got this. We didn't even know that. Like that, for past 100 years, we do not have any problem. So we have not concentrated on the communicable diseases. Actually, the disease spread, diseases classified as communicable disease and non-communicable disease. Non-communicable disease means will not spread from one person to another, like hypertension, diabetes, cancer. These will not transmit one person to another when they contact with each other. But father, mother has children, they may get it is different. Communicable disease means when they come and contact with each other, the disease spread one person to another, like malaria, cholera, etc. So now, I like that. Now we are facing the problem by name COVID-19. This belongs to corona group. Corona means just crown. So the structures resembles like some crown. In this corona group, other viruses are included. SARS-1 and Middle East respiratory virus or Mediterranean Sea respiratory distress syndrome are in one group. Likewise, COVID-19 also belongs to corona group. This transmit from one person to another. Next slide, please, Santosh. Dr. Santosh. Next, please. Next slide. I cannot see Santosh. Now only I can see the. Next slide. I think I described this slide. Okay, now this virus belongs to single-stranded RNA. I give you certain explanation here. Virus and bacteria, there are some differences are there. Bacteria are living organism mostly, and it may have a cell, and inside some structures are there. But virus, mostly the particles, not much of living organism. It may have DNA or RNA. DNA normally have double stranded we tell. It is a single stranded virus covered by a cover. We cannot say exactly like a wall, but we can say as a lipid cover, a fat cover. That's why we recommend that you wash with the soap frequently. This lipid will be lysis and the virus may die. It has shown that some spikes are there. That's why it's easy to attach with any some articles. Okay, next slide. Next slide. Next. Yes. The mode of transmission. Mode of transmission means there are almost all the diseases, microorganisms, communicable diseases caused by microorganism. Every organism has own way of transmit from one person to another. All the viruses, bacteria will not transfer same mode. Some spread through air while we are coughing or sneezing. Some disease spread through vector, through mosquitoes. Some disease spread through water. Some disease spread through food. Some through touching each other. So these are all the mode of transmission of various kind of diseases. Now, here this corona COVID-19 spread through droplets. Droplets means just like a dust. Suppose I cough, these viruses comes and down, settle on the surface. Airborne means taken through other area. Here I want to tell one important thing. Whenever any organism newly comes, a microorganism comes in the world, affect the people, until they complete the problem, it is very difficult to scientifically understand. Please, participants, please take this note, because sometimes what are the scientists now we say, sometimes it may alter in future studies go on, studies are going on. So now it is a virus. Normally, all the animals, their tendency genetically mutate to some other form depends upon the environment or survival. So likewise, here also, this virus may be genetically transformed to some other type. So that's why we take some long time to exactly decide the factors. So now, as per our concern, this is droplet and airborne. It transmits while coughing or sneezing. And also sometimes the wind also may take some action. Droplet means sometimes it may not go beyond some certain level. Fomites means non-living substances like table, chair, bed, wherever you cough or you talk. Normally coughing and sneezing is more viruses will come outside rather than while you are speaking. Or even in the fomites, fomites means the non-living substances. The virus may present on the substances for some days. Normally, virus will not survive much without any living cell. Even the HIV, it comes outside, it may die. So most of the virus needs, because this is a particle generate, multiply only in the living organism. Otherwise, it may die. Next slide. Next slide. This picture shows, this picture shows how it transmits from one person. A person while coughing, this virus microorganism not able to see at all. Even bacteria, we can see some normal microscope. Sometimes virus cannot see the normal microscope, electron microscope we will need. Just much of very minute particle will go to the lung and settle. Later on, I will tell what will happen to the lung. Next slide. Here, who will get the problem? Almost all the age groups vulnerable for this particular disease. But normally, when you take a chicken pox or viral infection or conjunctivitis eye problem, because of younger children, they have development very short and healthy tissues will withstand to some extent, and younger age group suffer very mild problems or sometimes maybe asymptomatic. And normally we say less than 25 or 15 year, even 5-year, 2-year-old, they may have, they may infected, but severity may be less. This is the now what happens. More elder people only they are getting more infection because of their loss of immunity, or we tell a comorbidity. Comorbidity means other diseases like diabetes mellitus, hypertension, heart disease. And particularly diabetes mellitus is very important because their immunity level goes down. Not only this virus, tuberculosis or infection like other problems they get easily. So other disease people should very careful at this occasion. Otherwise, they may get it. One thing you understand that most of the people, they have mild symptoms. Some severe symptom occurs only when problems, other problems are more. Next slide. Next slide, Santosh. Now what happens? When this virus enter through the respiratory tract, all of you know that respiratory tract is nose and nasopharynx, bronchus, trachea and bronchus and lungs. So our air goes into the lung. Now through the nose. Suppose somebody coughs, I get virus, it enters into the nose and go to the throat and go to the lungs. Now what happens? That virus needs some time to multiply. So I told next incubation period. Incubation period means nothing but the entry of organism into the body. this will multiply. 1 become 100, 100 become 1000, 1 lakh. So until sufficient time it will multiply and produce a disease symptom. I simply say need not to confuse. Suppose today I get the virus, virus present in body, I do not have any problem at all. This will multiply. 2 to 14 days, I develop symptoms. The gap between entry of organism and production of symptoms of a person is called as incubation period. So even though I get a virus, I may be normal. That is very important. Incubation period also will transmit the disease. When you cough, it will go there. So now after 2 to 14 days, some people they get a 2 days, some people they get a 4 days, some people they get a 7 days. Depends upon their immunity, they develop a symptom. I tell later on the symptom. Now, 90% of the people, they may have mild symptom or they do not have any symptom at all. That's why government is taking all necessary steps to identify asymptomatic people by testing. Why? Because the asymptomatic person will not have a problem. They go here and there and spread the disease to susceptible person or old age people. They may develop. That's why government doing a very good strategy, contact tracing and isolation. Then later on I will come that point of. So most of the people mild. So the mortality also, because of our healthcare system, because of our government efforts, central as well as state government, we have reduced a lot of mortality death rate even compared to Western countries. There this goes up, here like not like that. Even 100 years back, people are suffered, they died without health facilities. Now, lot of improvement has come. Government is taking very nice. That's why always I tell, please follow the instruction whenever the government introduce, and we should take care. Like after the entry into the lungs, what happens? It kills our cells, lung cells. What is the purpose of the lung cells? When oxygen from outside it goes to the lung, their blood circulation is going on, carbon dioxide released there, oxygen is taken up by the blood, it goes. So we need a oxygen definitely to our body. Now what happens? The lung tissues damage. So there is no place for oxygen carbon dioxide exchange. Number one. Number two, there will be some inflammation, edema, swelling of our respiratory tract or lungs congested. So the person cannot respire. So oxygen will not go to all the parts of the body. So what happens? Because of destruction of the lung tissues, it becomes dead. So there is no exchange. So definitely they may go for hypoxia, pneumonia. Normally we call it pneumonia stage, and they die due to. And also this inflammation as well as death of the cell. After entry of the organism, our body is also fighting to fever, cough, or protective mechanism. Fighting, and it wants to kill the virus and expel the virus until completely clear. But sometimes it fails. So the people may die. Next slide. Next slide, Santosh. Next slide. Now, I am audible to everybody?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, this picture shows that there is a arrows In these arrows, you see that, and above the arrow, you see the lungs are clear and both the sides. Now, in arrow showed, these are all the places the lungs they die slowly, so the oxygen exchange will not occur. Oxygen exchange will occur only on the top part of the normal lung. But in this consolidated area, the oxygen exchange will not be happen. That's why we develop a problem. Next slide. Now, I already told, after the infection of the virus, some people do not have any symptoms at all. Then some people they develop fever, some they cough, breathlessness, sore throat. Some they have fever, cough, sore throat, breathlessness. Some they have diarrhea. Some they have a loss of smell. Don't think all will not present one person, or each single problem they may develop everyone. It depends upon their immunity status or response of the body to the virus. So we cannot exactly say I only have a dry cough. I do not have fever. Someday my friend told no cough, no breathlessness, no sore throat. I have only a fever. Some they say diarrhea. So whenever all these symptoms, if you develop at this time, see why you are bothered. You question may you ask me, sir, this all every year we will come, we get it the problem. In October, November in Tamil Nadu, common flu will occur. Sir, why it should? Yes, the same sometimes. But what's the problem? This virus killing force is more than common flu. In common flu, we do not have much of death. But this virus kills the people. So we cannot just like that allow to spread, and it takes away. I think yesterday both the speaker pointed out a Spanish flu. What they described, a thief came and kept all like that. They told they described it. Suddenly it has appeared without knowing what is going on happening among the population. So many deaths occurred. So that type should not happen. That's why totally government taken only issue because to save the people. For that, we must cooperate with the government. That is very important. Next slide. Now, the question may arise. What you think, sir, am I suffering from COVID or normal problem? For that, see, whenever I already told, whenever a new disease comes, it is very difficult for scientifically immediately to test, or why we say like that. Even sometime the virus, what will happen after 2 to 3 months genetically may mutate to another one. So now, anyway, here now we have a test. One is a direct identification of antigen test. Antigen means the substance which produce a problem, a virus particle. We can identify. Number two, antibody test. Antibody means after the entry of the virus, our body produces. Suppose we know some enemies come, we use our weapons like that. So antibody body produces to kill the virus. That we will test. But antibody test will take long time, 5 to 10 days. ELISA test should be. Sometime maybe false positive or negative may come. But this here, real-time reverse transcriptase polymerase chain reaction. Suppose if you take a swab, test material from nose or nasopharynx or oral cavity inside, or even you can take from lungs by bronchoscopy. There is one term, lungs, we get a washing. That is invasive procedure. We do not go for that. So here, the RT-PCR identifies, amplifies the presence of RNA. Suppose the RNA of virus is present in that material, we take. Why reverse, real-time reverse transcriptase? Normally, this virus is single-stranded. Double-stranded DNA will convert single-stranded RNA into a double-stranded DNA. Then only we can match the genetical identity, and we detect the test. This test normally takes 10 hours to 12 hours to give a report. It's a very, very difficult. If you go there and see the lab people, how much three shifts they are working, how much they are collecting, and how much they have to protect them, and what are the solution they add, and centrifuge have to done, extraction to be done. Lot of work is there. So it will take 1 or 2 days to give a report. First, they will do a common corona test. Suppose not only COVID-19, some other virus also may present. Then they will specifically do it for a COVID-19. Others excluded. For that fraction, they will centrifuge and wash it and take it very nicely. They will test. Okay. Now, normally 95% specificity. If the test says there is no, well, negative may be there. Sensitivity means identify the virus. It's almost 80 to 90. But some people, they may have negative. Suppose you do it immediately. Suppose you have a contact with somebody. Next day you go, you may not be there. Or it will take 5 days or 7 days also. Some people, they have, after 14 days only you can take the test. So there are lots of difficulties in medical field to fight with this problem. So it is better, scientists recommend, it is better to 5 to 7 days after exposure. Somebody is with exposure. If you test even sometimes negative, also the patient may have problem. Or sometimes positive, they may not have a problem. If positive, no problem, it is better. I will tell later the thing. And now next slide. Next slide. Now. Now, what do you do? Suppose normally in common flu, we advise treatment symptomatically and take rest. Like that also we are. Whenever I request all of you, whenever you find some symptom, please contact doctors or specified by the government or government hospital. Avoid, please, self-medication. Many of us, they are doing self-medication that will aggravate the problem. So please get the help from the government hospital. They have nicely, they are treating them. So mild symptom, they will test and give some tablets to lower the fever or lower the cough. Now, as per the now, there is no specific drugs available. That an anti-malarial drug they are giving. If people develop difficulty breathing, they should be admitted and oxygen should be given. So please, now so many papers come, so many advertisements come. You can take the drug, this drug. Please, it is better consult and take. And the other home remedies, you can take it, no problem. Then that will, you take whatever the home remedies, you can take it, you do it. But whenever you go for allopathic drugs, please consult the doctor. It is better because dosage, everything is important, or side effects may be more, that we should take it. First thing, if you get the problem, please contact, and if the doctor said you take a rest, complete bed rest for some time is good. Complete bed rest means you just quiet. I have fever, you stay back in the home. Isolate yourself. Please isolate yourself. Isolation, yesterday itself they told very nicely. Here I am again medically I want to tell that isolation is nothing but if a person is suffering from a disease, particularly this type of disease, they will isolate from the exposure. Suppose a child is studying in the school, develops chicken pox or measles, they advise the child not to come to the school and stay back in the house. That means avoiding exposure of other people to this type. Then their treatment they give according to the protocol. Quarantine means healthy individual, no symptoms at all, but they have exposed with contact with some deceased person or the person who visited countries like diseases are more in number. When they yesterday itself Sir told very nicely, the quarantines is not only for the human being, it is for the ship also. Plague what they do, the exposed countries, the ships goes there and they will stop more than 500 half kilometer or 1 kilometer away from the port. They will fumigate and see all the things. Then only the ship can come into the uh, shore. So these two things can be, some people what they are thinking, I do not have any problem. Why should I stay back in the home? I go there. Okay, you may not, sometime now recently scientists say that some asymptomatic people after 5 days because of hypoxemia collapses. That's why they are asking to come to the hospital and admitted and stay back sometime. Then only you can give any problem occurs immediately they shift the oxygen and give some drugs, they will treat us. Otherwise, what will happen? Wherever you go, sometime not only that, the asymptomatic person will spread to old people or younger people. They may have more problems and they may get a issue. That's why it is better you stay back in the house or you are quarantined the house itself. Next slide. Next slide, please. Now, I already told it is a airborne disease, virus. Normally, the airborne viruses, unless you have a distance from or they touch their nose and touch their some places also, it spread from one person to another. For example, you take a malaria. Malaria is transmitted by the mosquito. That also we can easily to prevent because the person may be taken out or you spray some insecticide to kill the mosquito. That prevents the spread of the disease. But here, the airborne droplet, we cannot do like that. So, it is better in this time to meet the deceased person to better to avoid. Number two, that's why they told the social distancing. Social distancing like particularly mass gathering. Mass gathering like hotels or I don't want to mention the specific places, the marriage hall. There's so many we gather, we sneeze or cough, that will easy and congested places. Easy to non-ventilated areas, you may cross that area, you may get a virus, and so it is better now at present. Those who are able to see, I understand that why government, many sometimes they say lockdown is released. See, we know the financial crisis also the government have to meet the problem. The common man, they have to go work and get some salary, they feed. So, but those who able, suppose I am able to withstand for another 1 or 2 months, I can stay back in our house. By doing like that, we are reducing our burden to government. So government can taken over those not able. Thus now at least we stay back. Out of 4 people stay back in our house. We will not go to the government to treat me like that. So you try your that I never never say that you get rid of everything. No, no. And another question you may ask me, sir, how long you do it, sir? Yes, it is very difficult now to tell because we have a summer now. We are going to enter into the winter also. Nobody knows that what will happen. The virus will go this year. Spanish flu gone 2 years later, or 1918 to 20. And again it has come H1N1 2009. Because you can, suppose you go with a war or you fight with our friends, we can talk and solve our problem. We can make everything all right. But this is the virus, it comes in the nature. Nobody can, you cannot blame the people, scientists, or cannot blame the medical people, you cannot blame the government. They what effort they are doing very nicely. For that we have to cooperate, but we don't know. It may go some 1 or 2 years, but please don't exactly take my word because this, uh, scientific knowledge is not over. Okay. So now you cover your mouth while coughing and sneezing. Hello, கேக்குதா? Hello,
எஸ் சார் கேக்குதுங்க சார்.
கேக்குதா?
கேக்குதுங்க சார், கண்டினியூ பண்ணுங்க.
Hello.
சார் கேக்குதுங்க சார், கண்டினியூ பண்ணுங்க.
சரி.
ஓகே.
So you have to see government and doctors, they're asking everybody to wear the mask. Mask definitely prevent. Even I now speaking now also I have because we should not spread the problem. So you can use the mask. Some extent it will definitely avoid prevent the spread from to one person to another. Many they say that, sir, I am not comfortable with the mask. I get some problem. See, try to use it because once you get and get a lot of problem, this to mean this discomfort will not that for that we cannot lose our life also. Okay, so it is better use it mask and you wash the regularly with the sanitizer or simple, sir, I do not have sanitizer. I know some family they do not have even water, so at least they can wash once or twice with the normal soap. And another question they will ask, sir, why can't you find out any kind of vaccines? Why with the modern scientific world, by this time you would have produced a vaccine. What happens in the virus? Number one problem is within short period, this virus genetically mutated to some other variety. So suppose you produce a lot of vaccine for particular virus, that virus will change this. That's why influenza and flu scientifically we cannot find out the exact. It is available. Influenza vaccine is available. H1N1 available, but suddenly they will change the mutation. The vaccine may not work at all. Number one. Number two, producing vaccine is not just like that. So we have to go for a trial, and animal trials or human trials. I think trial phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, phase 4 drug trials are there. Number one, they select volunteers, 10 people to 15 people. They introduce these vaccines or any drug. They see about what happens, what are the side effects they develop. Because one thing you should not forget, the virus vaccine should not produce a disease. Our vaccines give a side effect. That level should not go. That we have to be very careful. So first they give a first trial, 10 to 15 people. Then they study. Then second trial they go for 50 to 100 people. Then they see about the safety of the vaccine or safety of the drug and safety of. Now is it audible? Is it audible?
Sir,
Santosh?
yes, sir, audible,
Huh?
sir.
Audible. Okay.
Audible,
Somebody
sir.
they not audible.
No, they are
Uh,
having network problem, sir.
okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Very clear.
Okay. So then that's why. So second trial after that they will give more 1,000 or 2,000. Fourth one before marketing the test, then only we can market any vaccine. Not only vaccine, the drug also. That's why they are under pressure. Suppose you give something wrongly, more number of problems they develop. That's why after completing their studies, government will allow to enter into the market. Okay. So next slide. Santosh, next slide. I already told. Leo. I already told isolation and quarantine. Okay, sir. Now, almost I come to a conclusion. Those do not have audible, another 5 to 10 minutes is there. I will rush up. Is it okay, Santosh?
Yes, sir. They will ask questions, sir.
Oh,
Through chat, they will.
okay, okay. Is there any question? And is it audible to all the audience participants?
Wait, sir, we will say.
Yes. No, from
Yes,
beginning.
yes, sir. Everyone is saying yes only.
From the beginning. From the beginning. Because I want to very particular to everyone should at least know what I wanted to speak. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So,
Everyone saying yes only, sir.
yes.
In
I
chat,
had
in chat.
actually my idea to spread the knowledge of COVID among the participants. Okay.
Okay,
Right.
sir.
I am very happy to first before answering the questions, I happy all the participants. I think nearly 95 dedicated participants. I think heard my talk. Maybe sometimes what we talk now after the complete investigation, scientific studies, smaller changes may be there, not a big one, but I would have given a common thing also. Some people, these are all very common because this is a heterogeneous group, I know. So I cannot, I have to talk to everybody to understand. That's why I simplified and this is, I thought it is enough to give in 1 hour. So I think I fulfilled my job and I thank our organizer giving me a very good opportunity to participate in this program. And let them ask, you send me the question, Santosh.
Okay, sir. Dear participants, if you have any questions, send me through chat. You can ask through chat. Sir, can you
Can
see?
I,
Can you see questions through chat?
yes, I see that.
Yes.
First question, what I see, is there any international question they asked, what about the international governments? Okay. Actually, it is a pandemic. Normally, government internationally, suppose for example, yellow fever, I think it is only available in the African countries. Our India, we do not have a virus, but mosquito is available. So we need a certificate, clearance certificate of vaccination from when a person goes to some endemic areas, come back, they have to need it. Now, internationally, what we should do, we try our best. Audible?
Yes, sir. Audible, sir.
Right.
Someone asking, sir, please tell something something to children save.
Yes. I already told that children also will get this problem. Normally, mask is not advised. Government says that children it is difficult to wear the mask. But what I say, it is better make them away from the exposed person. Please ask them to stay in the house itself. And most of the time, it is not exact. Most of the time, what my experiences we have seen for 30 years, children less than 15 years, whenever they infected, if there is no other congenital problem, the disease may come and go a little. But please, I say whenever the problem occurs, immediately consult the pediatrician, child specialist, and make them to undergo for any possible test. Sometimes they cannot get a swab exactly from the children. So pediatricians will follow the uh, uh, children. That's why it is make them to protect, to avoid contact with the people. Okay. Next one is I saw that major cardiac complication patients with some they say sometimes directly it will not produce much of cardiac issues. Maybe carditis, we will say infection of the. I think some still studies are going on. Even cardiologists say the complications of the disease may be there. Complication. Suppose they may have a hypertension or coronary heart disease. Sometimes this blockage of lung problem that may complicate some extent. But some article says it may also infect, particularly it is belongs to the lungs and etc. Okay. Please explain the measures taken by the British during the same. They have in Spanish flu. Actually, we suffered a lot that time. 1900 the infrastructures also not good there. Isolation and quarantine only maximum we they have given. Tell about pandemic phase. I cannot. What is the meaning of the tell about the pandemic phase? I cannot understand that. Anyway, what I say that now slowly it has entered. What will happen? One question may ask when it will end. Actually, any viral infections, while like this, susceptible we call it. Susceptible means suppose 100 people you give a virus in the room. Out of 100, 20 people will not develop, or 30, 40 people will not develop. Another 40 people they may develop. Among them also only 30 to 35 people they become all right. So likewise, some infection will come and develop some immunity among the population. Then automatically this virus will go back. That's why the people beginning, even you say that in Italy, what happened? At the beginning stage, they told it's a common flu, why should we bother? Suddenly, it took away a lot of life. Then only they thought where virus has come from. And like that they discussed. So, until completing these total scientific ideas, it is very difficult at the mid point of view. At doctor, I cannot mislead you. Okay. Is there any question? Somebody, now the government has one or two antiviral drugs they have allowed to sell it in the market also. That will take some more time. Fabiflu, somebody they asked this question, no treatment all at all. So the Fabiflu not come now, only today, only they are going to dispatch. That's why that also they are saying how much the cost also go a little higher, and after full study only we can tell it, madam. Somebody they asked, now recently it has come, not even 2 days, 3 days back. It is not today only. They are going to okay. I think Santosh, I have explained most of the question, isn't it? Santosh? Hello? Kekda? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Any questions irka?
No, sir. One.
சொல்லுங்க.
Thank you, sir. Sir?
Okay. Yes, madam.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. I will I stay back, but I can stop my talk, isn't it?
Yes,
Thank you.
yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
You take your mic.
Okay, thank you, sir. Now I request Dr. Sebastian Joseph, faculty, Union College, Alua, Kerala, to offer felicitation address.
Okay. Hi, everybody. Good evening to all of you. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Audible, sir. You can
Yeah.
continue, sir.
Okay. First of all, at the outset, I wish to thank the Department of History of the Distance Education section of Annamalai University for the very visionary engagement with the history of the pandemics by incorporating resources, persons from social sciences as well as sciences. Today, you all have listened to the epidemiologist, one from the modern medical faculty talking to you. So this is a right step that is taken by the department in the sense that, what we need today is a transdisciplinary approach to history, because the pandemics cannot be understood without a transdisciplinary approach. Sciences, social sciences, and even medical sciences have to integrate and find out a new interdisciplinary approach in understanding the sufferings of people as of we see now, and also people in the past. So it's a great opportunity for me also to engage with participants from various universities and colleges in telling you something about social confinement the previous day. Day before that, you had Professor Shankari with a presentation on the general history of the pandemics, and today you have heard a presentation from the doctor, resource person from the medical fraternity. So this shows the genuine perspective of the department in taking the discipline history to other faculty terrains, also to invite opinion and suggestions from various streams in order to understand the pandemic, because the virus is an interdisciplinary kind of phenomena. The virus is not a unidisciplinary or single disciplinary concept. It engages with all the disciplines, the virus, the coronavirus, or the Yersinia pestis, that is the bacteria, all need what you call an integrated methodology and approach. So in that direction, this webinar of 3-day webinar on the history of pandemics is a success in that sense. Once it inculcates a sensibility and a methodological understanding of the interdisciplinary practices, interdisciplinary, or certain, in some sense, it is called the transdisciplinary practices, where you fly from one discipline to other discipline for understanding your discipline better. So in the COVID times, you come to this particular realization that, this kind of an integration of disciplines is necessary. In the post-COVID times too, the data, that is sources in the archives, will tell you a different story if you try to integrate your discipline with other disciplines. This is my felicitation, and this is my comment about the entire proceedings that you have witnessed, and also about the academic engagement that we were witnessing for the past 3 days. And I take this opportunity to thank profusely. I thank Professor Shankari for the leadership given to this particular 3-day engagement, epistemological engagement. And I also thank Dr. Santosh Kumar for technically coordinating the session on a very good footing. And thank you very much. And thank you all the participants. And thank you once more.
Thank you, sir. Now, Dr. Kalyani, Professor and Head, Department of Community Medicine, Raja Muthaiya Medical College, Annamalai University, is going to deliver valedictory address.
Good morning to one and all present. Here, the disclosures are come here to attend the webinar on history of pandemics. So, first, it's a great thing to arrange and a very useful thing to arrange a webinar on the current problem, that is corona, which is related to corona. That is, we have arranged a webinar on history of pandemics. Before that, I will introduce myself. That is, I'm Dr. Kalyani from Department of Community Medicine. So, we have seen many epidemics like smallpox, cholera, influenza, plague, Spanish flu, typhus, measles. So these are some of the epidemics. So already you might be knowing all these things from the previous 2 days webinars. So how they have affected the community, the people, how they have affected our economic conditions, social disruptions, how it has caused. So here corona is also, it is not only affecting the health of the man, it is also affecting causing many socio-economic disruptions. So you can see all the schools have been closed, colleges closed, all the temples have been closed. So the whole tourism is affected. So it's not only causing disease, it is also affecting the other genres of our life. So definitely it is a pandemic. So it has affected more than 172 countries all over the world. So whenever a disease, an infectious disease affects all the continents, all the countries, all over the world, it is called as a pandemic. So coronavirus, you will be very well knowing, it is caused by a virus, novel coronavirus, so 2009. So it's called COVID-19 virus, RNA virus, very small virus which is causing all these problems. So I think another 1 hour, my colleague Dr. PK Govindarajan, he will be giving an elaborate lecture on this epidemiology and prevention of this coronavirus. So I'm not here to talk about this virus, just I want to introduce about this problem. So as a humankind, we have faced many epidemics. It's not a new thing. So every 50 to 100 years, we are facing some new thing. It's a new virus to the mankind. So definitely, we have faced all the pandemics in a successful way, and we have come out of this virus. Here also, we can come out of the virus. No need to panic about this coronavirus. Basically, it is a viral disease, a milder disease affecting all age groups. So we have myth it affects only older age group, it affects males. No, it's affecting everyone. So infection means non-disease. The virus enter, sometimes it just goes like that. So and it will not produce disease. Okay, so it is not a it's not going to cause a severe form of disease to everyone. So very few people are only developing a severe forms of disease. And one more good thing is India, we are having definitely very less mortality compared to other countries, other European countries, like you may be knowing this very well, like Italy, Spain, USA, and England. Next thing is, I want to highlight some of the myths regarding this virus in the general population as well as many people. So eating chicken or fish or poultry or eggs can spread the virus. So not at all. So you can eat everything. One thing is here is you have to eat only the well cooked food. So completely cooked food you have to eat. The other myth is whether it can be transmitted through the mosquito bites. Not at all. There is no scientific evidence for this. And one more thing is they are saying in a thermal scanner. So thermal scanner can detect the disease population. Not at all. So thermal scanner is used to find out whether a patient is having or a person is having a fever or not. Okay. So one of the signs and symptoms of coronavirus or corona disease is the fever, mild fever. So it is going to detect only people those who are infected with the disease. Sometimes even without fever, people can have this virus. So most of them are asymptomatic. So without fever also, you can have this coronavirus. So thermal scanner is to detect only the fever. It's not to detect the corona. It's the only suspect case you are going to find out this thermal scanner. One more myth people are having is drinking alcohol or spraying chlorine solution all over. It is going to kill the virus. Not at all. So these are myths. They are not facts. And one more thing is regular rinsing of mouth and nose with the water. It's going to kill the virus. Again, it is a myth. It's not going to kill. And it affects only older people. Not at all. It affects everyone. All are at risk. Even children, elderly, socioeconomically productive, all are at risk. But the mortality is little higher, or it is higher definitely with the old age population, and also with other comorbidities like hypertension, diabetes, immunodeficiency diseases, cancer patients. So this is the one thing we are facing. And giving antibiotics will prevent the disease. Not at all. It is not. Till now we are not having any antibiotics. So antibiotics are not going to work on the viral disease. So I have to. It will act only on the bacterial disease. So it is not. Till present they are giving only the supportive treatment. And pets, whether dogs, cats, other pet animals, whether it can spread the disease. That is another myth. They can spread the disease. Not at all. It cannot be spread. So here we have seen some of the myths regarding this coronavirus. Next, we'll see what is the key points of key preventive measures at present we are having in our hearts so that we can prevent ourselves from the disease. So 3 key preventive measures are, you will be already knowing this. So hand washing, frequent hand washing. So whenever you hand wash, you follow all the proper 6 steps. You'll be already aware of about this. They're using a simple soap and water. If you're having any good sanitizer, you can also use. But simple soap itself can kill this virus. Second one is wearing of face mask. So face mask is not when you're alone. Okay, no need to use the face mask when you're alone. When you are going out of the house or when you're going for any crowded place or a shopping, you can use this mask. Must be properly worn. Otherwise, there is no use of even a mask. Okay, your nose and mouth should be properly covered. Then only it is going to help you to protect from the, because this virus is caused due to the droplet infection. So whenever another person talks in front of you, the droplets coming out of his mouth can enter into the atmosphere and can enter into your nose or mouth, then can cause the disease. So proper wearing of mask, that is one of the important thing you have to note it down. The last thing is social distance. You have to maintain distance between the 2 persons. So that can prevent the disease. These are the 3 key preventive measures we are having to fight against this disease. So it is definitely this disease is going to spread throughout. It's going to spread, but in a very slow way, because we are having lockdowns. All the schools have been closed and colleges closed. Religious places have been closed. Definitely, even though definitely it's going to spread in a slower way and it's going to cause the disease. Not disease, everyone is going to be infected and develop herd immunity. So developing herd immunity is one good thing we are going to have, so that we have to develop antibodies against this disease, get protected with this. So no need to panic about this disease. So we have to be very cautious when you are stepping out of the house and do your home work at home itself the most, and keep your family and yourself safe. And all the best. Can we have a good lecture about this coronavirus, that is about the epidemiology and preventive measures. Listen to that. Thank you very much. Thank you for the opportunity, and I want to congratulate the whole team for organizing this webinar on history of pandemics. An excellent webinar. Thank you.
Thank you, madam. Now I request Dr. Ravichandran, co-organizer the webinar on history of pandemics, to offer vote of thanks.
I take this opportunity to thank the Annamalai University authorities for permitting us to organize the 3-day webinar on history of pandemics. I am grateful to the resource persons, Dr. Sebastian Joseph, Union Christian College, Alva, Kerala, and Dr. Govindaraj, Professor, Department of Community Medicine, Raja Muthaya Medical College, Annamalai University, for associating with this webinar. I also thank Dr. Sebastian Joseph for his felicitation. I record my thanks to Dr. Kalyani, Professor and Head, Department of Community Medical College, Raja Muthaya Medical College, Annamalai University, for offering valedictory address. I thank the participants for rendering their support. I also thank Mr. Rajalingam and Mr. Santosh Kumar offering technical support. Once again, I thank each and every great heart supporting this event.